And get on my phone. Let's see. All right. We do already have a few people here. We'll get started. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of As the Chaos Protectors, Season 3, with my special guest, Shelly Kitten.
Oh,
As always, guys, you know the rules. Leave your questions for my guest here, none for me. I will start it off with what inspired you to do voice acting?
it was a long time ago. When I was very little, my brother and I used to record ourselves doing a lot of funny voices, including like little fake interviews with each other, little fake radio shows on tape cassettes, just like that.
Nice.
Um, and I think for a while, because I grew up and kind of moved on to other things, I still enjoyed making voices because it's just something I just naturally did all the time. Um, and then it wasn't until recent years where I discovered, wait, you can make a career out of this. So I've just been pursuing it since. And YouTube channel is basically me making sure I don't get out of practice, and it was helping me hone my skills up to start going professionally. And I've started auditioning for a lot of indie projects for I think over a year and a half now. I think that I've been going.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm still climbing. I've still got a ways to go, but you never know.
nice. When did you start your YouTube channel exactly?
I think it must have been about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Um,
Uh-huh.
I had one previously because I started out doing some like dub videos of cartoons and also some small YouTube clips, believe it or not.
Hmm.
And YouTube ended up taking it down, so I had to start a new channel, and it was this one, and I've had it for like I think over 4 years. I keep thinking four for some reason. I'm sure it was over 4 years, maybe longer.
Hey, doing the
Um,
job for so long, sometimes you forget.
yeah, and I just found my calling through it, I suppose, and the rest just goes on from there.
Nice. Alright. What inspired the name Shelly Kitten, as well as the OC itself?
The weird thing about it is the name came before the OC even existed.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
I actually started out as being called Skiffy Kitten.
Ooh.
Skiffy was inspired from the creator of Tyler the Tasmanian Tiger, his other series, Blade Kitten. Um, she had a little pet, which is a little alien race called a skiff that she named Skiffy, and I thought he was adorable. So I thought
Aw.
Skiffy is cute. Skiffy is cute. I love kittens. Skiffy Kitten. But then after a while, when I started to try and turn myself into a brand, I felt I can't use somebody's other name. So I thought, what else can I call myself? And then I thought, what was I called in college a lot? Shelly. So Shelly Kitten. And it's stuck since. And when I came up with my character, she ended up being who you can see on the screen. And the funny story about how she came along was how she was created. You see, I'd thought about it for a while, and she originally started out as a Sonic fan character that was created through the game Sonic Forces.
Ooh.
And something about her just struck a chord with me. And I gave my channel name the name for the character. but I feel like she needs her own identity. So I had several redesigns for her until we came to the final design that she has. She has a couple, depending on what artist I would commission to draw her. But the initial designs there, you basically get exactly what she wears, her hair color, and how many hair spikes she has and stuff like that.
Right.
But when she came to her final design, I thought I want to put her out there a bit. She went through a couple more design changes before I thought I want to push her into something further, but I'm not sure what I can do. And then a couple of people in my YouTube comment section actually said, when are you going to dub comics with her in them?
Ooh.
And that's when I thought, what if I did? So I thought, if I'm going to make a bit of a series about her, she needs some friends. So let's think of some friends for her. And I got 3 friends for her so far. Who is that? Yes, the whole universe is of cats, so there are 3 other cats, and they are Monty, who is the black and white one, who was actually inspired by my cat Monty.
Ooh.
And Elliot, who is the brown one with the ginger hair. And Jade, who is the one with the green dress and the purple with pink streak in her hair. And they all basically got their own sort of little world, I guess. Not much of a little world. It's more character focused. And I just named the series after everything I've put, because Shelley is the one who started it all. So Shelley Kitten it was, and they now have their own short comic series that I'm trying to push out there a bit.
Yep, I'm about to post a link to the playlist right now. If you guys want to check it out for yourself, here's the link to the Shelley series.
There's also the major comic line that is currently going through on my Patreon right now, which is how I'm helping to pay to keep it going.
Yep.
Am I okay to boost that?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want
Go
to
right
intrude
ahead.
or anything.
Go right ahead. I already even put it in the description as well. If you guys want to also help support that, our Patreon link is in the description below. But anyways, go ahead and boost it.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I didn't want to assume that I was okay to do that. I just
Nope. Hey, I support every content creator, especially when there's stuff.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I've got some questions. I think from some of the audience.
Yep. Like one, what's your favorite, like My Little Pony character? If you watch the series.
From Miles Tailscope Prower.
Yep.
My favorite My Little Pony, definitely Fluttershy, because I relate to her on a deep level. Because a lot of the stuff, because I'm shy like her, I'm trying to get my voice heard to other people, but find it difficult to sometimes say, I'm a human, listen to me speak. Whereas she's like, obviously, I'm a pony, hear me speak, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
She's just the only major differences between me and her, I think, is that she's a pony and I'm not. But yeah, we're quite similar. I think I'm a little more confident than her, but if you get to know me, you'll see where I'm coming from.
Understandable. Ooh. From Chaos Inferno, they asked, what characters do you love voicing the most?
Oh, there is one character who I have voiced on YouTube for a long time. Quite a few times actually, and that is Peridot from Steven Universe.
She's a funny character.
Now, she is one who a lot of people love to hear me play as. That and Lapis Lazuli, just for the Lapidot fans who watch my content. But they asked for that a lot, but after a while, after Steven Universe ended, I figured that I should branch out and do other stuff as well, and I have been doing, and it's been fine, but I don't think they're actually really as popular as the Steven Universe ones. But when you branch out, you branch out. It comes with risks, but you know,
It's your
you got to
choice.
keep doing what you do.
But it is your choice.
That's true.
Alright. Let's see. What was your the most favorite? What comic that you have dubbed was your favorite one that you had fun?
Dub.
Yeah, the one that you had fun the most with.
Oh well. I mean, I can't just choose one. I've done over nearly 200 of them.
Understandable.
Well, to be honest, I don't think I really can choose one. I enjoy every single one that I do. To be honest with you,
Understandable.
it's like because I put everything I've got into all of them, and I work hard at making sure the voices are right and they're clear, and because I do the editing as well, and I just want to be sure that it looks viewable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I put that much care into them. I can't choose a favourite because I enjoy when I do all of them, really.
I know when I first did my own comic dub for myself, I put in a lot of hard work into it. A lot of people enjoyed
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you do a bit of hard work, I mean, I will say it is tedious work. I won't lie, but
You're not wrong.
you
You're not
do
wrong.
you do feel the benefits from a finished product, though. It does feel amazing once the product is finished and you look at it back, and you just feel you feel that sense of
Accomplishment.
pride. You've accomplished something. You've worked hard at something, and you're seeing it, come to life, and you're like, I just want to show people this.
Right.
I want to show them what I've done. I enjoyed this.
Definitely relatable. Let's see if we got any other questions in the chat. And while we're waiting for more, was there a character you had a hard time voicing in one of your comics?
I have a hard time voicing. I'd probably say that would be Steven Universe, because first thing is first. Let's not ignore the elephant in the room. He's male.
Yeah. Hey, then you gave it your best shot.
That makes it, the gender difference makes it a little difficult, but because he's a younger kid, it makes it a little less challenging. But there were some people who used to say to me, why does he sound like Mickey Mouse?
Wait, serious?
In the earlier days when I started doing it, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And that's when I felt, oh, I'm not doing this right. That wasn't the intention at all. But as I went on, I thought I'll try and put the deepness back in my voice a little bit and just see what happens there. And I just did his voice several times, because the one thing I find one thing you'll find that happens is when you start playing a character, the more often you play them, your voice slowly evolves and changes with every few months or years that you do them. They will slowly change, and they will not sound the same they did as the first time. And mostly that can be for two reasons. The first reason is, first time it changes is because you've found your footing for the character. You're more engaged with them than you were when you first started, and you've got that feel for it, and your voice becomes stronger and more prominent. And the second time it happens can come with just simply by how long you've done it, and it also can come with age as well, because age can change it.
You know the old saying, yeah, knowledge, first comes knowledge. I forgot what the phrase was. I lost my train of thought, but you get where I'm going with that.
Yeah, that's true. No, I get it. Yeah, it's just how it works. It's between age and actually finding the character, so your voice just steadily grows into it. If you know what I mean.
Right. Okay, we got two questions. One from Nero. They asked, to you, what's your favorite color?
It'd have to be a major choice between pink and lilac because I love both because pink is pink is just quite a pretty color, and funnily enough it actually goes with black really well.
It
um
does.
and and lilac is just very calming to me. Makes me feel like, I'm settled. I'm great. I feel like I can handle this. So both of them just speak to me quite a bit. Lilac in particular. So I think I'd have to say pink is my most favorite because it just always, until I discovered lilac, it pretty much was, and I think it still is. But lilac just means more to me than just a colour. But pink was always there, so I'd have to say pink really. But lilac is a very, very close second.
Nice. All right. And this other question was, what was your favorite and least favorite song from the shows you've watched? Like Steven Universe, for example.
Hmm. I think for Steven Universe, I would probably say my most favourite from that would probably be Here Comes a Thought. Mostly
I love that
because
song.
that one, during that time, I was in a dark period and I needed something, and the show alone helped me through it. But when that song has started, and I listened to it several times because it helped me get through that dark moment. And every time I heard it, it just boosted my mood, and it helped me think things through better. That's the power of music, everyone. It was amazing what it did.
Right.
And I'd say the least favorite from that show. Oh well, they're all good, but I'd probably say, I don't know. Uh, Probably. Uh, what's it called? It's one of the Sadie Killer and the Suspect ones. I think it's the Ghost one.
Yeah, I think it was the ghost one.
Yeah, that's a least favorite. I'm not too. It's not that I haven't heard it because I absolutely have. It's just
Wasn't
nothing
really
about
much
that song.
emotion.
It doesn't click with me. No, it's just there to be a song, in my opinion. So no, I didn't click with me. Any other shows I watched that had songs in? Well, yeah, My Little Pony. That's another one.
Yeah, that one was obvious.
I think my least favorite for that one. Hard to pick because Daniel Ingram's music is just fantastic. Um, Suppose my least favorite is probably Glass of Water,
That's the
even
actual
though
name of that song.
it's a fun little tune, but again, I just feel like it was just put there just to say, "Hey, look, John Delancey can do something." I don't know. I just wasn't keen on that very much.
Understandable.
I think, yeah, I think one of my favorite ones. Uh, I can't pick a absolute favorite, but one of my favorites is probably at the gala
Ooh,
because that was out of the whole series. When I first watched the series, that was the last major song before the first season ended, and that was the first major bop of the show to me. And I just got further into the show because I think I just kept watching the show because I liked the characters. And then that song happened, and I was like, "Oh God, the music's getting better." So I was like, "If they renew this another season, I'll have to listen to what else they've got." And the songs just got better, and I was right. And I was like, "Oh, I like this."
All right.
Any other shows that I've watched with songs? None that I can think of right now. There's probably plenty, but
To be honest, there's too many of them. There's too many of them.
There's a lot of shows I've watched with musical numbers in, but too many to mention. But those are two ones that are there for you. There you go.
Yeah. All right, we got some more questions. Favorite drink from Chaos Inferno, and then the other one was to you. What was your favorite and funny moments you had when voicing Peridot?
My favorite drink is definitely milkshakes because they are just so cold and so sweet. I love sweet stuff. Probably my second favorite behind that is it's like orange juice, I think, because I drink that a lot. Because you can't drink milkshakes all the time; it's not good.
Right.
But, we get the idea.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think my definite favorite flavor of milkshake is, depending on where I get it from. If I'm drinking it at home, if I have Nesquik, and that would be the banana flavor would be the best one for me, or the chocolate, but the banana's the one I drink most. But when I am out and about and I go into like a restaurant or something and I order one, I order the chocolate one because it's very frothy and they put ice cream in it, so I can't resist that. The other question there was it most funny moment when voicing Peridot? Probably whenever she yells.
She loves to scream a lot.
Whenever there's a moment where she yells, it's like I have to do it. So like she could just come into the room and say like, and be all like, "I don't really like this." I could just completely go for it and just lose it. I can't do it for long though. It's not easy on the throat. I will tell you that. But I do enjoy those moments. Or even a moment where I think there was a moment in one comic I did that I did particularly enjoy, where she just goes like, "Why? I never forgot doing that because I just loved that moment so much.
Like, Peridot will always be a funny character, especially when it comes to people who would like to sometimes make fun of her and everything. Like when they first introduced her. Let's see. Alright. I guess, yeah, this is something you already answered before. Yeah, one person was asking, when did you become a voice actor?
Alright, I'll not spend as long at this.
Right.
Well, the question before was more of what inspired me to be a voice actor.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is
this one's a
true.
little different. So I think when I became a voice actor, outside of YouTube and going for auditions and landing roles, it was about 1.5 years ago when I pushed myself out there. And it was doing 3 years of YouTube dubs before deciding to pursue that, because I got a lot of training through that. Plus, I got trained by other people too. I went to workshops, and the voice of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, Sonny Strait. He's a bit of a mentor, and he's a bit of a mentor of mine, and he's taught me about voice acting in the booth and that. So that's really helped a ton. And I've learnt from him a few times, so I'm very thankful to him for that as well.
I'm back. Alright. Hello?
Oh, hello. I didn't realize you went.
Yeah, I went. I had to go take care of something real quick, but I am back. Anyways, we got another question from Shelly. And sorry to you. Besides comic devs, do you have any big projects you plan to do besides the Shelly Kin comic?
Other than just the Shelley comics, for personal projects, no. But in terms of voice acting in projects that other people are doing for like video games and stuff like that, yes. In fact, I did recently land a job, but like I say, NDA, can't talk about it or say what it is.
Understandable. I've had people like Ian Flynn and Mike Pollock, who have NDAs that they can't really talk about.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. Ooh. I guess one person wanted to know if you ever met Speedy Blue.
I'm afraid I haven't. Never heard of him.
He's a friend of mine's. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, RoboJ asks, one of your favorite moments about Lapis and Paradox.
Favorite moments is when they're being just genuinely silly. They're just being them and just say like Peridot wants to do something and Lapis is just so laid back about it and just acts like, yeah, okay, don't care. You just do what you want.
Right.
I just love that interaction because to me that says half chemistry, half not chemistry. Or it can just be total confusion, like, so does she enjoy being there? Or because she doesn't go anywhere, she just it's like she either tolerates it or just genuinely likes it, but just is so monotone about it.
Right.
I just love interactions like that.
Understandable. Alright. Ooh, this is an interesting question. From Brandon Diaz, as a voice actor, if you had to work for a company that's making a big movie, which would it be?
Oh wow, that's something I've not thought about. I think for a big company, if you'd have asked me a few years back, I would have said Disney, but no, I'm not too keen on them at the moment.
Understandable with the way things going there. I've been seeing a lot of crazy things that's been going on with Disney. It's going crazy.
But for now, it could be a choice between either Illumination, as long as it's nothing to do with Minions.
Not a big fan of it.
Or no.
Understandable.
Got old quick, basically. It's a choice between Illumination or DreamWorks, I think.
Ooh. DreamWorks is definitely a good company, especially some of the good movies they got, especially upcoming ones, as well as Illumination. I know they got a lot more movies they got planned, as long as the strike doesn't get in the way of it.
Unfortunately, it probably will, but it depends also how long the strike will go for. But good luck to him. I'm behind him. Good luck to him.
Same.
If there's anything that I go for that says it's under any sort of because I've looked over the ideas of how the strike works and what jobs to take that are okay and what are not to take.
Right.
And honestly, the jobs I'm taking at the moment are all independent, so I've got nothing to worry about breaking that rule at this time. So I'll be good for a while till it sorts itself out.
That is true. Alright, so while we're waiting for more questions, back to the topic of the Shellykin series. What's your plans for the next episode that you got for that?
Oh, well, that'll be telling. You have to go on my Patreon to find out.
You know what? Later I'm definitely going to sign up for the Patreon so I can see for myself. And if you guys want to see for yourself as well, make sure to check out the description and we'll have our Patreon down below. Yeah, right. Ooh, got another question here. From Brandon, since you've done so much voice acting, are you worried that your voice will be used for AI work? If you have been hearing about that.
I am worried about it. I'm pretty worried about it. I have actually posted up several things, particularly on Twitter. I will never call it X, Elon Musk.
Oh, trust me,
Is
same.
it is
Same.
Twitter. Yeah. I've posted it up on there, and I have done on Tumblr as well a few times because I've recently got back on there because I've heard how chill it's become.
It's pretty chill.
And I've basically said anyone that uses my voice for AI without my consent is actually causing identity theft, because it legally is stealing my identity, because I didn't give anybody permission to say you can make my voice say whatever you want and then don't pay me.
Right?
No, that's not fair. That's partly what the strikes are fighting back against, that exact thing, because
Huh, so that's
what
why.
a lot of studios have been using AI to replace physical background actors and lesser known voice actors that do background characters in animations, as well as lesser known writers. And that's what part of the protests are for, to say keep AI out of Hollywood.
Right?
Which again, another big reason to worry about the jobs in that.
Right?
But in terms of being online alone is a big enough worry for somebody to do that.
True.
Because somebody I know has had it done to them recently, and
If it's the same person I'm thinking of that had deleted all of her social media, yeah, that was pretty messed up of what those people were doing to her.
oh, I did hear about what happened. Yeah, with that, but no, I was referring to somebody else.
Mm.
But yeah, that was terrible when that happened. She's doing a lot better. She's doing a lot better now, and I'm really glad that things have been sorted out.
That's good.
But
Good to hear on that.
but no, it is a big concern, and I have actually said I am. If anybody does that to me, I am on grounds to commit legal action against you, because it is technically identity theft. So anybody out there thinking of doing it, don't, because I won't tolerate it.
Yeah, because you can get into a lot of trouble, especially if you use it for things that isn't just for voice acting or anything. If you try to use it for anything else, you can see a lot of prison time for that.
Oh yes, I mean AI can be used for a lot of things.
Exactly.
It can be used for things to actually help people. There's a lot of really good uses for it. But to replace people, no, that's the wrong way to go about it, and that's exactly what we're trying to prevent happening. And there's a lot of companies out there now who are saying that they want to reassure people that through NDA contracts that they will not replicate your voice or image in any way. And a few jobs I've signed up for have started doing that, and I'm very pleased to see that.
Mhm. And speaking of my friend, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, because if it's
Go ahead.
contracted and they break that, they're buggered, not me.
Right. And if you remember the person I was talking about, my friend Katie Wright, she's actually in the live chat right now. I'm saying hi.
Hello there.
Alright. Okay, here's another question from. Oh. Ooh. Actually, two of them. I don't know what you meant by retweet, RoboJ, but they asked, how long did it take you to, I guess, create the character, I guess? I think that's what they were asking. Okay, they said retweet your OC. No idea what he meant by that.
No, I'm not sure what you mean. How long did... I'm gonna assume it says, how long did it take me to create my OC? Considering a lot of the redesigns she went through, I'd say several months to get her final design down, especially when I wanted her to be in her own sort of world. But I answered a similar question before, but yeah, that's pretty much how long. It's just a few months. say like about 4 or 5 months, maybe a little longer, to get a final design down.
Huh. I know my character has gone through a lot of redesigns, mainly his clothing. He's had multiple different ones, so I finally stuck with the current one that I have now.
Mm.
I love designing the clothing. Didn't even know I could.
Yeah.
And then there's the other question. Since you're a British voice actress, have you ever worked with other voice actors from England? If so, who?
um, a lot. The funny thing about that is, a lot of the voice actors, when they work, they never meet each other. It is the only people that the voice actor will meet is the person in charge of the project.
True.
The voice actors never really meet each other. I have done, appeared in stuff that has a British voice in there, but I have no clue who they are, and I've never spoken to them. Because a lot of the stuff that I work in is mostly indie, so there'll be a lot of people that will be sort of at my level, maybe a little higher, that would go for those projects as well. But I'm sure I've worked with plenty of British people that I can remember, but no, we never really speak. I mean, I will say that I know a lot of people find that hard to believe, but especially since home studios are now a thing, it's even more true than it ever was. I mean, one good example is, you're familiar with Bluey, right?
Yep.
Um, the two actors who play Bluey's mum and dad. It was
Mm-hmm.
only until recently on on an American chat show that they appeared on that they had ever met or spoken to each other.
Oh.
That was their first meeting. They never met each other in real life, never spoken. That's seriously what it's like. They're not wrong. That is seriously how it is.
That is true. That is very true. First meetings will always be, well, a surprising one because you don't know what to expect of the person you first meet.
Mm.
Alright, let's see. Okay. Burton Martin brings up a good question. When you're doing a comic dub, how long does it take you for you to make one involving editing?
It depends on how long the comic is. And it also depends on. I'm not sure. Depends on how long the comic is, and also if I have the time to edit it straight away. Um, so I could say like, oh, it took me days to edit, when the truth is I never touched it because I had other obligations. But when I actually come to edit it, it could take about, if it's a long comic, it could take about 2 hours, maybe a little longer. If it's a short one, probably about half an hour to an hour at the most.
Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's see. There is another question. Ooh, if we have, like, know about Sonic, do you have a favorite Sonic soundtrack?
Huh. Oh, well, it's been a while since I've gone down there. I'd say one of my favorite soundtracks that I listened to more than any other was probably the Sonic Adventure one.
Ooh, Adventure 1 or 2?
The first one, I think. I know 2 was technically the better game, but I felt the music was a little more memorable in the first one.
Understandable.
Well, apart from um, Let's Escape from the City at the start of the second one.
Yep. Escape from the City will always be the iconic one, along with Live and Learn.
Yep. Until they came along, yeah, that was
True.
more memorable to me.
Alright, let's see. Okay, we already read that one. Okay. Okay. I don't know what it. Danzilla. I don't know what you meant by that. What substance drinks were involved? Why would you? I'm
What?
just gonna ignore that
What
question.
substance?
We're
Oh
just gonna
no,
ignore that.
I know. It's okay. I know Danny's a friend of mine.
Oh, okay, you gotta have me concerned there.
What
Okay.
drinks were used in the creation? No, I know. I know what he's like. I know what he's like.
Yeah, I'll take your word for
Right.
it. I'll
Okay.
take your
Well,
word for it.
what concoction created her? Well, what do you think? Let's just say it's a mixture of a very lovely strawberry milkshake with lovely whipped cream and a yellow wafer, and a little bit of an extra gummy bear, maybe, just to give it the extra sweetness on the edge. And if you're an alcoholic, put a little bit of vodka in and she will spice things up. Next question.
Oh, that's actually hilarious. I'm dying right now. Alright. Let's see. From Brandon Diaz, when looking back on the comic dubs, what would you say? Would you say there was one that you regret doing?
um, Sorry, say that again. I couldn't catch that just then.
They were asking, was there one comic dub you did on the channel that you regret doing?
One comic that I did on the channel
That you regret doing?
that I regretted doing. Honestly, none of them. Like I said in a question previously, I enjoy doing all of them really. You know, any chance I get to do a voice, I just do it, and I often enjoy the results I come out with.
Nice. Alright. Let's see. Chaos Inferno asks, what is your thoughts on the finale of Steven Universe and My Little Pony?
The My Little Pony one, in my opinion, ended very well. I enjoyed how it ended. I know a lot of people said, "Oh, well, it should have gone this way," but that's why I don't follow fandoms.
Yeah, that's true. Because everyone has their own opinion on what they should have gone through, how it ended, but
Yeah, it's always valid. Everyone's opinion's valid, but a lot of the times fandoms don't like that, and that's why I stay clear. I just like what I like and just enjoy it. But the ending to Steven Universe, and I know a lot of people didn't like that, and I understand why, because it was rushed. But you can't blame Rebecca Sugar for that. It's Cartoon Network who are the
right.
ones that caused the rush, because they were the ones who said, we don't like this gay stuff because we can't sell it to Russia and China, so yeah, we gotta end this now. And that's also what Disney did to the Owl House. Same reason.
That's pretty messed up.
That's why season 3 was rushed. It's very sad.
You can't really get a good story if you rush it, especially when it comes to those two. That's pretty messed up.
I've just looked back on the comments. There is a question here that was missed from Robo J the Creative Spirit. It says, what led you to make your comics and your thoughts on the first comic to this day?
Oh yeah, I did miss that one.
On the Shelly Kitten stuff, I feel like I still like the first one, but I definitely feel I've improved on them since then in the way that I, tell the small stories on there, because they're only like very short little slice of life things, but I feel like my script writing has improved a little bit since then, so there's something in there, that has a little bit more meaning to it. But no, I do look back on it and think that's where it started. And, I'll never forget where it started. Because it just shows how you grow over time when you look back on your first one.
Everything starts small. It gets better and better.
Oh, I saw this one as well. Brandon Martin asks, since your character's a kitten, does she have a catnip obsession like any other cat? Herself, Shelley doesn't. No. Um, I will say though that Jade might have some catnip on her because she's a little bit of a hippie at heart, but she doesn't do anything that she shouldn't do. But sometimes she'll have a little bit of nip, and it can help her stay a little calm during her meditation.
Ooh.
She might sprinkle it around a little bit and just make herself feel completely calm. Although she does hide it from the others because she knows that they get a sniff, they'll go, I want more.
It is true. That is true.
She has... No, Jade has good control over catnip.
Alright. Okay, here's a question. Like from Brandon, they asked, since your OC is a cat, would you ever consider voicing Blaze the Cat for a comic dub?
Would I ever consider voicing Blaze the cat? I have voiced Blaze before a couple of times. On my own projects and I think for somebody else's. So yeah, I wouldn't mind voicing her again one day. She's a good character. I like Blaze.
Yep, it's nice that they're bringing her back more in the IDW comics, showing her some more love along with Silver. Let's see.
Caddy, right, this comment, I've got to read this, says, as
Good.
Weasel would say, she's from the channel, the Three Southern Cats and Mama. Oh, I love that channel. Those cats. Willow's my favourite because she's just so sassy.
Let's
Three
see.
Southern Cats and Mama. It's such a fun little channel.
Brandon asked to you, I'm looking at your OC picture. Did the details come from your inspiration of Katie Killjoy from Has Been Hotel?
Not really, no. The outlines of the eyes, the very thickness of the black thickness around the eyes, was kind of inspired by Charlie's eyeline. On her pilot design at least.
Right.
But this is quite an older picture from a couple of years back, so her eye design has changed since then. She actually now has a single lash sticking out, and the blackness is nowhere near as thick.
So if you have the picture, I can show it off for you.
This is if I can find it. I don't know how quickly I can find it, but I'll have a quick check for you. But yeah, ask me another question in the meantime.
Alright. Good. Then what are you doing?
I can't really find it right now, so sorry, you'll have to.
It's all good.
Yourself.
It's all good. I was not even confused of what Dan's talking about. He's hilarious. Anyways, okay. Yeah, from Brandon Diaz. To you, usually when making a comic dub, there's editing software they use to fix the lip syncing. I guess, is it painful? Is it a painful process to go through a lot of editing for you? That's a mouthful.
The lip syncing. I think with the lip syncing, there isn't really in a comic. It's a still image that you just kind of animate a little, like move it around or flip the pages and stuff. So it's not half as difficult to edit. I think with the lip movement, I think you're thinking of ADR, which is animated. There's animated dub recordings which is like what you see in an English dub of an anime. Because when they record their lines, they perform it as they're watching that clip in front of them. So they have to match the mouth movements. And it makes it a lot easier to edit in the long run, and it also makes it easier to match it, really, and just, make it look professional, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's ADI you're thinking of. Comic dubs is just animating still images slightly.
Alright. Here's another interesting question from Rebel J to ask. What led you to do a video about test voice acting other, I guess, yeah, let me repeat that. What led you to do a video about test voice acting other characters? That was the question.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to ask me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
I'm a
might
little
want to
confused as
try.
well.
What you could do is if you retype it for me, I might be able to answer it a little better. Sorry about that.
Same. Alright, while we're waiting on that, from Brandon, they asked, have you ever been asked to voice act in another language or accent? If so, when?
Oh, I've done accents, but I don't really have any other languages that I speak. I've tried. I tried speaking French when I was younger. I'm currently trying. I've learned a bit of Japanese from my brother, who knows quite a bit of it. I have learned a bit of Spanish, but I've never really been fluent in any of those languages, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I mostly don't really have the time, unfortunately, to delve into that. But I would really love to be able to speak fluent Spanish. Let's see. For accents, I've done quite a few. I do a lot of American-based accents. I've done Canadian. I've done Eastern European, African. I've done French. I've done Spanish. Scottish, Irish. Australian. I've done New Zealand, to name but a few. Things like that. Most of the voices I do tend to be American or British, but if I'm asked to do any other accents, then I will provide if I can do.
I know that when it comes to me, I do know a lot of Japanese. I'm even trying my hand. There is one comic that has like the Japanese, like the Romaji writing, and then the English letters to it. I've actually plan on trying to actually dub it in Japanese. One thing I gotta fix though is like SBO's voice. Like actually put more effort in actually doing the character. The other two, Charmy and Vector, those two were easy to do. Alright, let's see. From Dan.
Oh, what's the ask now? Tula Kitten again. Where did the idea for Shelly Kitten originally come from, and how many times did the art program crash while trying to draw her into digital form? Alright, listen. Here's the thing about that. Right, okay.
Right.
First of all, the art program didn't crash. It just decided to shut down on me because it hated me. And I had to lull it into a false sense of security in order to get it up and running again. And then I got an iPad, and then it obeyed me. Okay. That answers that one. And the other thing is, I kind of answered the Shelly Kitten question before.
Yep.
She originally came from... I'll answer it quickly again. She actually came from an avatar model I made through the game Sonic Forces. And then I made her into her own original character when I decided I wanted to try and brand myself a bit. That's pretty much to cut a long story short.
Hmm. Alright. Ooh, and from Brandon Martin, they asked, I remember you did a video stream with Michael Kovash 2 years ago. I don't know if I said his last name right. Has he ever teach you with his Angel Dust voice?
Did he ever see me with Angel's voice? No. No, it's not really something I get into too much. But yes, I do remember the stream I was in with him, and it was a lot of fun. It was very good.
Hmm.
I would love to talk with him again, but again, he's very busy these days. He's been landing a lot of jobs, so he's very busy, and he's got all of his stuff obligations and stuff. So,
Yep.
it may or may not ever happen. We never know.
Yeah. You just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Hmm. If you have watched the Hell of a Boss series, which one was your favorite episode?
I do watch Hell of a Boss. I think probably my favorite episode is either a cross between the recent one, which I found a lot of people really like that one.
Yeah, there was a lot of character development with that one.
And it's a cross between that and Queen Bee, because that Beelzebub design is amazing.
They did a lot of hard work on that one.
And then in the end, when they said, "Oh, by the way, Kesha voiced her," and I was like, "Well, how the bloody hell did you get her?" She's like a massive celebrity. How did you book her? But anyway, they'll never get her again. I'll tell you that much. She must cost a fortune to book.
Hey, people get surprised.
Yeah, depends how much they saved and depends how long it took.
True. Alright. We'll be taking in a few more questions here, guys. Yeah, there's one from Brandon. They asked, if there's a Shelly kitten, is there a Shelly dog?
There isn't a Shelly dog, but a Shaggy dog exists. That old Disney movie from the 70s,
Yeah.
The one where the dog sucker punches the guy in the face. That was
Yeah, I remember that one.
that was the best thing I've ever seen on film.
Yeah, jeez. Dan said he's got more hilarious questions cooking in the family restaurant. Oh, he's gonna end up making me die of laughter right now. So while we're waiting for some more questions, I do have a question. Is there any other YouTubers that do comic dubs like Cougar or any of the others you may be interested in collabing with?
I have actually worked with Scribbler Productions a few times, who does the My Little Pony comic dubs and fan fictions.
Alright.
I have worked with her quite a few times, and I am on a server as a voice actor. So if there's any need for voice actors, I will actually, if I have time, I will say I'd love to take part in the next video you're doing, an audition for it, and
Nice.
see if I get chosen. But yeah, it just depends if I've got time. I have done dubs on other people's videos as well. In fact, there is actually one of my playlists is called other voices that I have voices that I have done for others, as a playlist where you can find all the ones that I've done so far for other people.
Right. Okay, I can't think of any other questions.
Oh. No, it's fine. It's no problem.
Oh, I think, okay, Robert A typed out the question. He made it more clear. Let's see. He said, in that video, how did it feel to voice other characters that you didn't voice back then before?
How did it feel to voice other characters that you didn't voice before? Oof. It's kind of a mixture between fulfilling and thrilling at the same time. For thrilling, I'd call it. Where it's like I've got that bit of excitement that hey, I'm voicing a character, and it's also fulfillment that I did a good job, and I can't wait to hear this back. I feel like I kind of get that with a lot of voices I do, but when it comes to a new one, I'm a little more nervous about it because I want to be sure that I understand how I go forward with this. Like, do I know, do I know how the character should sound? I mean, they say do your own interpretation. Like, make the character your own is what's most important in voice acting, which I often do. But I sometimes wonder, does that work? And it's only until I'd get something back, any feedback to say whether that works or not, and that's when I think, okay, well, what would you have me do instead? How would you think I should sound? What doesn't work and what does work? And that normally doesn't happen, because when they say make it your own, that's normally how it stays. But how you do that is how you interpret the character from what you know of the personality, how they look, and that's sometimes where the voice can tend to come from.
Also, I was scrolling through the playlist. I saw that you also did SFM animations. How much fun did you have doing that?
A lot of fun. I'd love to go back and do a few more shorts on those. I've just been so tired.
I don't blame you.
I've been very drained. I've had a lot on my mind, and I mostly do source filmmaker shorts for pleasure. So when I get time, I will definitely do another one when I can.
Right. Also, the plush you have is pretty cute of your character.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
It's just my voice, but just a little fairer.
As long as you have fun with it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Alright. Ooh, let's see. These two will be the final two questions. One from Random Art, and they ask, do you have any bloopers when you are doing a comic dub?
Not really, no, unfortunately. Most of the stuff I record myself. And I just do a few takes. And nothing really funny comes out of it, honestly. Nothing that's like noteworthy. So they're more really takes that I didn't use. Well, outtakes, that's what we should call them. But bloopers, no. They don't unfortunately happen that much to me at the moment. I think if I get into bigger stuff and maybe work with voice direction for other people, I think they probably would occur more. But at the moment, they don't really happen that much. Which is a shame, because when you mess up, it is funny, so it's a shame.
And also, Brandon, she does have actual short, plushy videos on her channel as well. I'll also post that in the chat as well. I can just find it. Then there was the other question from Ufoy. They asked, I was just wondering, if I want to do, I guess, some tips on for those who want to do comic dubs.
The one thing I would suggest is if you've never voice acted before, it's a good time to start anytime you want to, because the key to getting your voice as good as you can get it is practice. Keep doing it, keep practicing. In fact, there's a lot of times where you don't do recordings, where practice comes into play quite a lot, that maybe a lot of people don't realise, which I certainly didn't until I was told about it. Like, for example, there are times where I sometimes will watch animals outside or anything, and I'll make up little voices for them and say, like, and do stuff like talk about, like, they've got a little voice, and it's like, well, this is what they're saying right now, this is what they're thinking and what they're doing. And I was told that is actually, for to be, when you're a voice actor, that is really good practice, because not only are you doing improv, but you're also creating a character. and not realizing it. You've turned that animal that you're watching doing its thing into a character. And if you can do that, then you're more creative than you give yourself credit for, I was told. So I was very surprised to hear that. And
Nice.
I thought, so I've done that all these years and never realised. Oh, wow. Can't believe it. Oh, I will say, there are 2 more questions at the bottom that I wouldn't mind answering very quickly. The
Go right
first
ahead.
one is, what would you say is the most difficult part about being a voice actress, from Brandon Martin? Most difficult part, essentially, is pushing yourself to do your job. Because sometimes there are days where you don't feel like you want to do it, but if you can push yourself, you will go and do it because you know what needs to be done. But some days you get out of bed and you think, oh, I really don't want to do this today. And that's when you know that you have a job, because you don't want to do it.
Right.
Who wants to do the job? But it's a fun job. I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong. It's just I do have my off days where I'm like, I really don't want to do this. But I think that's definitely for anyone who works. And the last question here again is, if you had the chance, would you make plushies or shirts of your OCs? Yes, I definitely would. The only way I would do it though is if it got popular enough, because they won't sell if nobody knows. If nobody knows who they are, they're not going to sell. Because one thing I found is a lot of people like characters that I know. If you know, like famous characters like Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, stuff like that. If you know them and they're famous, you will want to get their merch because you know who they are. But with my characters, they're not especially known. So to sell merch at a point where they're not known is pretty risky business. Because if I was to pay out money to someone to say, can you turn this into merch so I can sell it, they'd have to get a guarantee from me that I can earn that money back. And I honestly can't promise them that.
Right.
Because so like I say, it is a big risk, but I would love to do it. I mean, I had thought for a while about maybe stickers would be a nice start to kind of get a bit of traction going, because stickers aren't that expensive to make and people still like collecting them and stuff like that. So stickers might be a good place to start. But I would love plushies of them. In fact, there is somebody who I have commissioned recently to make plush dolls of all 4 of them, to send to me personally. And once they are finished and they reach me, I will take a photo and share it on my community page as well as my social medias, and then I'll say,
to seeing that.
you know what, I might do some cute little video shorts with them if I come up with some little ideas.
Ooh.
So that might be a bonus thing as well. But in the long run, I would love for you to get cuddly plushies of them for your own. That would honestly make me feel honoured. And to see somebody with a Shelly Kitten t-shirt would make me so humbled. I would not believe it. That would be something. But for the time being, until they reach popularity, yeah, probably start with something small like stickers. And then I'll probably sort something like that out. But yeah, maybe one day. You never know.
Only time will tell. Alright. And it looks like all the questions we have for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this live interview with Shelly Kitten, and I hope you enjoyed being able to answer these questions. Shelly?
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Thanks for all the questions, everyone. This was a fun little experience.
I will definitely keep you guys updated on the next episode when I can. And still working out the schedule for the next one. But until then, if you guys want to check out her work, in the description it will have her channel, her Twitter page, as well as her Patreon. If you guys want to get exclusive sneak peeks on the next comics for Shelly Kitten comic series.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brandon Martin has just subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much.
There you go. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.